Patients are being urged by the Health Secretary to take more responsibility to ensure they don't miss appointments and waste the health service's time. Jeremy Hunt revealed that, in principle, he supports the idea of charging people for failing to turn up for consultations. But today, the government said such a move was not currently being considered. Sky's Emma Birchley reports.
From the start of life to our later years, every one of us has the right to free NHS care. But it seems too many people don't realise, or simply don't care, that each missed doctor's appointment and wasted prescription means less to spend where it's needed. But could charging those who fail to turn up be part of the answer? The Frost family in Great Yarmouth can't agree.
What if it's people like the elderly or people
who haven't got a job and they're on job seekers, then they don't have genuine money to pay for missed appointments.
If you phone earlier enough, then somebody else could have that appointment.
Yeah,
but if you leave it like you've said until the next day, well, that's no good.
No good,
that appointment's gone.
Okay, I'll take a seat.
But GP Dr Tim Morton thinks it would be too bureaucratic. He does, however, like the government's plan to put the price on all drug packs over £20, along with a reminder that it's funded by the taxpayer.
I think that's a hugely useful way of bringing home this message. I can recollect a patient who, when we visited at home, we found 200 asthma inhalers stockpiled. These were steroid inhalers, quite costly, and we worked out the true cost of the stockpile was over £3,000.
As a diabetic, Jason Lambert relies on the NHS and said he'd be happy to see the price displayed.
I could see where some people perhaps would be offended by it, but I think it's a good idea that they are trying to, clamp down on people that are wasteful, really.
The challenge is getting across the message that if you miss a GP's appointment, there's a cost to the NHS. An 11-minute visit was recently worked out to be around £46. And while the prescription fee is £8.20, many drugs cost a whole lot more. It's thought 12 million GP appointments are missed each year, costing the NHS more than £162 million. And the avoidable waste of medication is put at £150 million a year.
I think it's a good idea. I think that an element of personal responsibility needs to come into these conversations. And the last year alone, they lost roughly, they think, £1 billion in missed GP and hospital appointments alone. That's the taxpayers' money. That's money that is coming from your pockets and from your friends' pockets, and it needs to be accounted for.
Constantly reminding those who need life-saving drugs just what they're getting for free doesn't sit comfortably with everyone. But there's no doubt reducing waste, whether it's time or drugs, is a priority to keep the NHS afloat for future generations. Emma Birchley, Sky News, Norfolk.
Britain's most senior police officer has told Sky News that significant terror plots have been disrupted this year, with roughly one person per day being arrested for terror offences. Sir Barrett Hogan was taking questions from youngsters as part of our Hot Seat collaboration with the children's newspaper First News.
Over this last year, we know that we've actually said in public that the number of operations that we've been carrying out has increased by about a third. So on average, we've arrested one person a day throughout the United Kingdom for terrorist offences, and that's about a third more than in the previous year. And we've disrupted some significant plots, some awaiting court now, where they would have hurt people had they carried on.
Well, they certainly weren't holding back. The children had a wide range of questions for the Commissioner, and you can see more on Sky News from 6 AM tomorrow, with the full interview available on our digital and mobile services. Aviation history was made today as a solar-powered plane landed in Hawaii after a 5-day non-stop flight across the Pacific Ocean. Solar Impulse 2 set off from Japan on